Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Salisbury, Massachusetts. Today's verse is Titus 1:5 and the first part of verse 6. For this reason I left you in Crete, that you would set in order what remains and appoint elders in every city as I directed you. Verse 6, namely, if any man is above reproach, and I'm going to cut it off there. Paul is going to launch into a series of qualifications for the elders, and we're going to hit those over the next several weeks, so I'm just stopping here for now. Of course, Paul set Titus on the task to appoint elders in various churches to really establish these churches. It's a very good concept to have several elders, plural, to guide the church, to advise people, and to be that example to the church. Now, there are churches that are elder-led, where a board of elders is really at the top, and then they hire a pastor who is answerable to them. That's one way to do it. Or the opposite, where there's a pastor at the top and he appoints a board of elders to surround him and advise him, but otherwise he calls the shots. I don't know that I have a strong opinion. I do have an opinion, but I don't think I could say that one is biblically more correct than another, so I'll just let that go. I've been to both types of churches, and frankly, they've both worked fine in their own way. Now, before we get into the list of qualifications, I want to talk about what's not listed. What's not listed is, number one, that there's some sort of term limits. American churches have really adopted this very American political idea that the church votes for an elder and the elder serves a term of, let's say, 2 years, and then he is term limited and has to step down so another elder can be elected. I don't see that in the Bible. I'm not saying it's sinful, but I will suggest if God really intended it to be that way, I think he would have said that. So I don't see why we would limit a perfectly good elder who's doing a great job, has a lot of wisdom to offer, and is willing to do so. Why limit him? Say your term's up. Why do that? You answer me. And then number two, there's no qualification here that says an elder has to have a specific spiritual gift, such as an elder must speak in tongues or do signs and wonders and miracles or something like that. Just let that sink in. Now, the qualifications that are listed are really qualifications that apply to every Christian, young, old, male, female. They all should be evidencing these things in their lives, that they have the fruits of the Spirit coming out of them, that they can obviously see that they are being led by the Spirit as they surrender everything to him in love. And through that love, obedience to the law is happening naturally, not under some Pharisaical reason. So these are the things we're looking for. And really, we all should be there. The only difference is an elder has been around the block enough times to have established a track record that we can look at and say, okay, you've had enough years under your belt. We could see that you'd make a great elder. There you go. Now, the first one that's listed in verse 6, it says, namely, if any man is above reproach. Now, it does say if any man is above reproach. I know it's controversial, but I believe the position of eldership is specifically for a man. Women do have an important role in the church, but the role of elder, I believe, in the Bible is set to be a man. Let's look at a cross-reference where Paul lists almost the same thing in 1 Timothy 3:1 and the first part of verse 2. It is a trustworthy statement. If any man aspires to the office of overseer, it is a fine work he desires to do. And then verse 2, an overseer then must be above reproach. This is how Paul starts off the qualifications. Not looking for perfection, but they're on the right track. The Spirit is definitely in their lives. They're being led by the Spirit. It's evidenced by their love for the Word, the love, joy, peace, long-suffering, all of those fruits coming out, and their natural obedience. And that's what really we should all be striving for. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average Dutch, and I hope you have a great week.